Hey everyone, and welcome back to Streamer Clips. Today we're diving deep into the mind of a true chess legend, a figure revered for his uncanny ability on the board. We're talking about a player whose brilliant moves often seemed less like painstaking calculation and more like flashes of pure, unadulterated wizardry, as if he possessed a secret cheat code for the game. We're unpacking the fascinating enigma of José Raúl Capablanca's intuition, that almost supernatural ability he had. It was as if he could simply see the best path forward, often making the perfect move without visible struggle, leading many to wonder if he was playing a different game entirely. It's a truly fascinating journey into the very core of what makes a chess genius, and here's a spoiler alert right from the start. While it certainly looked like magic to his opponents, it wasn't some mystical power. But, as we'll explore, the reality behind his genius is pretty darn close to being extraordinary. So when we talk about Capablanca's intuition, what exactly are we referring to? It's crucial to understand that this wasn't just a series of lucky guesses, nor was it merely a vague, unformed gut feeling that sometimes paid off. His intuition was far more profound and reliable than that. Instead, his intuition was a highly refined synthesis, a masterful blend of several critical elements, an incredibly deep positional understanding, an unparalleled knack for pattern recognition, and an almost superhuman ability to simplify even the most overwhelmingly complex situations into their fundamental components. He possessed an almost X-ray vision for the chessboard, seeing the core truth of a position with astonishing clarity. He could effortlessly strip away all the irrelevant noise, the countless possible variations that confuse lesser players, much like a master sculptor who perceives the magnificent finished statue already existing within an unworked block of marble. But let's be clear. This wasn't innate talent, in the sense of him being born with a fully formed chess brain. While he was undoubtedly gifted, his brilliance was the direct result of immense, focused study, and a truly remarkable natural absorption of chess principles from a very, very young age, practically from toddlerhood, observing his father play. Crucially, Capablanca had an uncanny, almost prophetic grasp of endgame principles. He didn't just play the opening and middle game as separate phases, he would often embark on them with the endgame already firmly in mind, guiding his early decisions towards a favorable, simplified conclusion. Because of this foresight, his pieces always seemed to gravitate naturally to their optimal squares, moving with purpose and precision. This created a harmonious, yet utterly suffocating presence on the board, establishing an iron grip that his opponents found incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to break or even counter effectively. His approach was less about brute force, exhaustive calculation of every single variation, a method that modern computers excel at. Instead, it was more about sensing the perfect, logical flow of the game, an intuitive understanding of where the pieces belonged, and where the battle would ultimately be won. To truly grasp this, consider one of Capablanca's signature abilities, his profound talent for initiating strategic exchanges that, on the surface, simply simplified the board, seemingly reducing the complexity of the position. Where other, less visionary players might perceive such exchanges as giving up valuable active pieces or losing an initiative, Capablanca alone saw the hidden path. He would recognize a clear route to a winning endgame, a territory where his supreme technical skill and clarity of vision would allow him to completely dominate. A perfect and often cited classic instance of this strategic brilliance is found in his legendary game against Frank Marshall, played back in 1918. It perfectly encapsulates his subtle yet devastating approach. In that game, Capablanca, with seemingly little fanfare, simply traded queens early on. This might seem like a neutral or even premature move, but it immediately led to a queenless middle game, where his inherently better pawn structure and superior king safety weren't just advantages, they became immediately and undeniably decisive factors, dictating the rest of the game. To the untrained eye, or even to a strong contemporary player like Marshall, the game might have seemed understated, perhaps even a bit boring in its simplicity. But Capablanca had already foreseen the outcome, and the profound, deeper meaning of his moves was entirely lost on Marshall until the game was irreversibly decided and it was simply too late to react. Beyond simplifying, another hallmark of his intuitive genius was his astounding ability to foresee potential threats and dangers long before they fully materialized on the board, acting preemptively with precision. He often made what are called prophylactic moves, quiet, seemingly innocuous adjustments that neutralized potential dangers, fortifying his position or disarming an opponent's plan long before any threat became acute. It was almost like he possessed a chess-predicting crystal ball, anticipating future developments with uncanny accuracy. Now, Let's shift gears for a moment. Here's where we get a bit serious, but still with our usual dash of streamer clips fun. Please, whatever you do, do not mistake Capablanca's seemingly effortless intuition for a simple license to just wing it at the chessboard. Many aspiring players, and yes, I'm including yours truly back in my earlier days, often fall into the trap of trying to emulate Grandmaster intuition by simply making moves that feel right in the moment, completely bypassing the necessary deep calculation and positional analysis. It's a common, understandable mistake. This approach, my friends, more often than not leads to absolute disaster on the board, a swift unraveling of your position, or at the very least, a very rapid and embarrassing checkmate. There's a reason it's called hope chess. No, Capablanca's extraordinary intuition was not a substitute for hard work. It was built upon an unshakable bedrock of fundamental understanding, honed through countless hours of rigorous play, meticulous analysis, and relentless self-improvement. His intuition wasn't a shortcut around the basics, it was the pinnacle of ultimate mastery, the highest stage of comprehension, where the truly complex elements of chess appeared deceptively simple and obvious to him. Trying to mimic Capablanca's deep intuition without first acquiring that foundational, underlying knowledge is fundamentally flawed. It's like attempting to bake a delicate, airy soufflé without any eggs to give it structure. You'll end up with nothing but a flat, sad, and inevitable collapse. So to reiterate and conclude this point, Capablanca's intuition was never a mystical, innate power granted by some divine chess muse. Instead, it was the absolute pinnacle of deeply absorbed knowledge, vast experience, and truly exceptional pattern recognition. He didn't just guess. He saw intricate patterns instantly, effortlessly simplified immense complexity, and genuinely felt the harmonious flow of the game's energy. This was all because he had put in the immense, dedicated work to understand chess on the most fundamental and profound level imaginable. For us mere mortals, developing anything akin to Capablanca's chess intuition means a lifelong commitment. Rigorous study of classics and openings, endless practical application through play, and cultivating a keen, discerning eye for the subtle yet profound positional truths of the board. It's an ongoing process, truly about diligently laying that solid foundation, brick by painstaking brick, through consistent effort and learning. Only then, with that robust structure beneath you, can true understanding and perhaps even a glimmer of genius eventually start to shine through. So I'm genuinely curious, what are your thoughts on this fascinating subject? Is Capablanca's seemingly magical intuition something that you believe can be systematically taught and learned through dedication? Or do you think there's truly an element of undeniable, inherent, natural gift involved? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. I read them all. If you enjoyed this deep dive into chess history and the mind of a legend, please take a moment to smash that like button, subscribe to Streamer Clips for more awesome content, and hit the notification bell so you definitely don't miss our next video. Thanks so much for watching and spending this time with us today. I truly appreciate it, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one.